So we're gonna talk about breathing exercises now. They are all about being aware of the diaphragm, and mm, it's a bit abstract because it's a muscle you don't see, right? And around here, and the bottom of your organs, dividing in the bottom of the lungs. So it divides the lungs with intestines and all the rest. And it's this muscle right here in the middle. It's quite amazing because when we are aware of it, you can really put your body into shape. In the theater, we use it all the time for to be able to speak loud enough without hurting yourself, but also to access emotions easier through breathing. My head is not appearing, but it's okay because this is the important part of this little tutorial. So yeah, it puts everything on its place and there's more space to breathe. And this area here gets to be when we have it, let's say, tied up, or when you are holding, it loosens up all this area. So you can really you fulfill with more liters of air, uh, and you can access emotions through your breathing easier. So it's really useful in the theater. I never met a single actor that does not use the diaphragm. So this is gonna be cool to put ourselves in a more sensitive, in a sensitive, posture with your body. You feel more in touch with your body, and also it just gives you this conscience of this part. We are usually all around here and in the head, and then you put the tension here. Usually it's here. People usually are anxious, and then we are around here. So the diaphragm is very important. Now, a couple of exercises that make one conscious of it. The classic one is this. Is just like, you breathe out, and as you breathe out, you pull your belly inside. So you go like and the air comes out through the mouth and comes in through the nose. So every time the air comes out of your mouth, the belly goes in. So the belly goes in, the air comes out, and then you push the air back in through your nose. You don't really have to push it much. It comes naturally inside your body. This is really cool because diaphragm, even if you can't feel it, and probably you cannot feel it because the first times we are not aware of this muscle, this exercise will pull it back, will pull it up like that, and you will eventually feel it. So it gives you conscience of this muscle. So it goes like, in the beginning, you just pull it in and feel the air coming out. And then you will feel that naturally there is a need to pull the air back in between. So you go like, I think it's easier to do that only through the nose. Don't use your mouth. So pulls the belly in, the air comes out, and when and when your belly comes back, the air comes in. This really gives you conscience about the diaphragm. You are gonna feel it, and it hurts also because it's a muscle. If you don't use it often, it's gonna hurt. This exercise is the basis of this, to be conscious of this muscle. But then I developed some other stuff that helps. doing something like pouring water from a glass to another. While you do it, and just keep on doing like that, you see that it's important to create a second activity while you do that, because it happens often that you can feel this muscle while you do the exercise, but then if you do anything else, like if you're walking straight, you cannot do it, because you have to concentrate only to do that. And that's not cool, because it's nice to hold, it's important to be able to feel this muscle even if you are moving. So to do this exercise, pouring water from a glass to another, and also moving your up body, like as you move your upper body like this, especially these muscles, you'll feel that it's harder to connect with the diaphragm, and gives you a lot of conscious because you feel it in movement. It's easier if you're really like just quiet to doing it, and it's important to feel it in different positions. Another thing that's pretty cool is to just like really bend over and do it. So it's basically the same exercise that you um, pull your belly in and the air comes out, but then we try in many different positions. It's very important to do in strange positions, for example, bend it over, and because you will feel different sides and different just different little corners of this muscle. It's a very big muscle because it really divides from the lungs and this upper part of her chest to the all the intestines and these other organs. They're divided, so you're divided in the middle by this muscle. So it's very important. You can play with your voice, and you can control like pitches, like higher or the lower pitches. It's a really interesting muscle. Gives you breathing. You breathe more freely, and you can choose where the air you can, where the air goes in your body. It's very important. It's very special, especially to be less anxious. I think that when we put this muscle on its place, you have more space to breathe, and you feel less anxious. In that sense, it's important. For the everyday life. So those are some of the exercises. I'm gonna upload some others in the next video.